Hi you guys, if you want to learn how to make my easy and delicious seafood pot pie, stay tuned. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is prepare our salmon. I did remove the skin from my salmon. You can do it yourself, or you can have your butcher from your local grocery store do it for you. If you want to do it at home, I do have a video that I will link in my description below to show you guys exactly how to remove the skin from your salmon. Alright, so now I'm just going to go ahead and cut up my salmon into bite-sized pieces just like so. I'm going to go ahead and put those salmon chunks in a bowl, and they should look like this. Now I'm going to move on to my shrimp. I have about a half a pound of a large shrimp here, and I'm just going to cut them in thirds just like that. I also have half a container, or roughly 4 ounces of crab meat that will go into this pot pie as well. So now we're going to go ahead and season up our seafood, except the crab. That doesn't need to be seasoned. We're going to go ahead and use some salt, some pepper, some onion powder, some garlic powder, some Italian seasoning blend, and a little bit of Old Bay. With clean hands, we're going to rub that seasoning all over the salmon as well as the shrimp. I have my cast iron ready to go. It has about a tablespoon of vegetable oil in it. I'm going to drop my salmon in first because that takes a little bit longer to cook. Once my salmon is roughly 90 to 95% cooked, I'm going to go ahead and drop my shrimp in because we know shrimp takes only like a minute or two to cook. Once the shrimp and salmon are completely cooked, I'm going to go ahead and remove that from the pan just like so. And then I'm going to drop in a couple tablespoons of garlic and herb butter. I'm using the Kerrygold brand. And I'm also adding in a little bit of white onion. If you have a shallot, that will work really well here. I'm going to cook that onion down for a couple of minutes until they're nice and tender. Next, I'm going to add 1 8-ounce can of corn and 1 8-ounce can of peas and carrots. And I'm going to go ahead and cook that for a couple of minutes. You can add in whatever vegetable combination that you would like. You can add some green beans in there. You can add a cut up potato in there as well, whatever you like. So add it in a couple more tablespoons of that butter. And I'm going to go ahead and let that melt. And then I'm adding in a little bit of flour, maybe a tablespoon or so of flour. This is what's going to thicken up our pot pie filling, okay? So we're going to cook that flour down for a couple of minutes to get out that raw flour flavor, and then we're going to add in our stock. Now I'm using chicken stock. You can use water. If you have vegetable stock, you can use that, or you could even use some seafood stock. That would be delicious in this dish as well. So I'm going to slowly pour it in, and I'm going to be stirring the whole entire time. Doing it this way will help prevent having clumps of flour in your mixture, okay? So just pour it in slowly. Don't just try to dump it everything all at once, okay? So just pour it in slowly and mix the entire time, okay? So I use roughly 3 cups or so of my stock. If you prefer that your mixture is more on the loose side, you can definitely add another half cup to a cup of your liquid of choice, okay? So now that I've added that, I'm going to go ahead and give it a good stir. And now we're ready to season our mixture. And I'm using the same seasonings that I used before: some salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, some Italian seasoning blend as well. Of course, we're going to give it a good stir, making sure that everything is well combined. And now I'm going to add some heavy cream to give a good unctuousness and richness to this dish. And this is the point you want to go ahead and taste your filling before you finish it off into the oven. I say this in almost every cooking video. It is so important to taste as you go. So when your dish is done, it won't be a shock that something is off, you know, when you taste it. So taste as you go and adjust your seasoning to your liking. So now we're going to go ahead and add in our seafood. Just like so. So that was the shrimp and the salmon. And now I'm going to go ahead and add in that 4 ounces of crab meat as well. I'm going to let this mixture simmer for a couple of minutes while I prepare the biscuit topping. I am using one of my favorite biscuits, y'all, the Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits. And yes, they have it in the stores that you can buy. You don't have to go to Red Lobster to get these biscuits. They're super easy to make. You just pour your flour mixture in a bowl, add about a half a cup of shredded cheddar cheese, about 3/4 cup of cold water, and give that a good mix. The one thing that I'm doing differently is adding my garlic herb butter on top of my biscuits before cooking them. On the instructions, it says to brush them on afterwards. So you can do either or. You can add it before like I am, or you can add it after, okay? All right, so our pot pie mixture has been simmering for a couple of minutes, and now we are ready to add our biscuit topping. I'm going to simply use an ice cream scoop to place the dough on top of this mixture. And now I'm going to place that garlic herb butter all over those biscuits and place that in a 425-degree oven for approximately 15 minutes. So this is what our pot pie is looking like after cooling for about 2 to 5 minutes. I couldn't wait, y'all. I was ready to eat. And my husband and kids are ready to eat as well. But y'all, look at this. Oh my gosh, just the clumps of seafood in there. Those pillowy, delicious Cheddar Bay biscuits on top, y'all. Oh my gosh. Absolutely delicious. If you are a seafood lover like I am, you would definitely enjoy this dish. I enjoyed eating chicken pot pie and beef pot pie and even turkey pot pie growing up. But as I've gotten older, I like to find new ways to remix dishes that I loved as a child. And this one is definitely top tier, y'all. This was absolutely delicious. It's such a beautiful combination of some of my favorite foods. I love comfort foods. And of course, pot pie is definitely on the list of comfort foods. I love seafood, and using Cheddar Bay biscuits instead of a regular biscuit, a pie dough, or even a puff pastry just made this dish even more delightful. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. If you did enjoy, make sure you give me a thumbs up and even share with a friend. I love y'all, and I will see y'all on the next one. Until then, bye.